And I guess it would be easy commute for her. Then I had another visit. Actually, before I had a one last visit from someone or somebody's. I remember a moment where I was in the back room. It was either I went to park a runner back in place, or was I in the process pulling a runner out onto the floor? Whichever way, in any case. The new team leader, he was in the works, getting adjusted, sort of. Since he was just getting started and was fairly new in the grocery, sort of like me. But for me, at that time, I came on a fortunate timing before the whole rerouting of the aisles. And who knows what that would be like for me if I came in on a bad timing. So, anyways, what happened in the back room, I can remember seeing Rich speaking with the new team leader. Everyone was busy, or others kept themselves busy, except maybe for one. And Rich must have noticed that. So he went to let the team leader know about him. So what is it? The time I once mentioned about a young man that was working on the livestock with us, and the incident of that one little stumble Rich had from in the back room, and the young man wasn't around to witness that incident. Okay, here's the thing. Someone like myself that have worked in home attending for 13 years, but I've been certified for 15 years, which my certification is still valid and active, except my CPR license. I might need to renew it. I let it pass. I didn't believe I necessarily needed any longer, but until now, so I have to work on that. But it's not just the duration from the time of the experience I've had from home attending, but it's also through life experiences I've had encountered and witnessed throughout my life. So, for what I'm trying to say is like the confidentiality. I make it sound like as though I'm still like, well, still my certification in home attending still active. But it's like as though I'm making it sound like as though I'm still involved. Yeah, kind of like involved or mingled with in the healthcare field. But I'm more of the care. I'm more of a caregiver I had it all wrong. It's being a home health aide, or being a personal care aide, or being a certified nurse's aide. Those are caregiving positions. Not quite so much as referred as healthcare working. Yes, healthcare working, not referred as that. It's though it's being in caregiving, but also intermingling with healthcare workers and first responders. So me and those like myself, we're just intermingling with those two types. But anyways, the confidentiality part, even though like working in like a supermarket and like a retail, it doesn't sort of, I want to say the word correlates, or not so much involves about a person's kind of situation, kind of. It's just that a part of me like don't want to share or reveal too much about certain things of a person's situation. Not, anyways, like I was saying, I just don't want to say too much what's going on about a person. Okay, it's like it doesn't involve with HIPAA. It's a supermarket. It's not so much part of the HIPAA. Okay, let me move on. What I'm trying to say, confidentiality. People want certain things about themselves confidential, whether it's not involved like related to HIPAA. It's just me, kind of out of respect. Kind of. It's just to not draw attention. Things about themselves, not that if they feel ashamed, it's just they don't want to draw attention of themselves, not too much from the public to notice about them. It's just want to be seen commonly ordinary, everyday person, and be treated as such. Well, whatever that means. But it's to show off to society they can be active as anybody can. So what I'm trying to say, I want to say to refer about the young man is he is a unique character. And that's how I will say it, that way. A unique character. And it's very important to understand about someone like him with a unique character, and how in ways to communicate with them, where in times that's important too. So what is it that Rich let the new team leader know he had to speak with the young man in order to tell him what he had to do in keeping him busy. Because the young man, he's a unique character. If you don't communicate with him, his thoughts may wander off. So this new team leader, to get like a clue or some idea to understand, he had to communicate with the young man with the unique character. Now, thinking about it right now, that was sad to witness from a team leader. Whatever it takes in a leading position, personally, in my opinion, I believe at least be mindful what type of people to be facing with. Now, I don't mean by being some kind of know-it-all. Just maintain communication. And if maintain communication, there's management in keeping connection with the individual employees. Understanding who this individual employee as a person more than just solely a name. Not assuming, not stereotyping, or jumping to conclusion. Because if a person in a leading position only relies on those three types, on ways of thinking to communicate, approach to connect with others, again, to me, in my opinion, that's just being shallow and lazy way to conditions one's thoughts this way. That's not like investing and not taking it one day and a step at a time. I understand the new team leader just stepped in and was put into a fairly new space of department. I just think if he just had enough verbal willpower and be level-minded enough as well, and individual employee like Rich wouldn't have to tell him anything. Again, I mean, that was sad to witness that. But that's my thought. Now, back about the one last visitor that stopped by to see me while I was working in one of the aisles. One and final aisle. So the people that came by to see me was Yoselis and Sandra. We said hi to each other. I may hadn't seen them, or I may had when I arrived in the morning from the bus with the rest of the crew. But anyways, they stopped by and Yoselis waved to me. I started asking her if it was time for her to leave, and she answered no. So I was kind of relieved but eager, because I wasn't able to complete that last aisle in time. And being that how large Wegmans Harrison store is, the walking distance from the back end part of the store and all the way to the front part of where the floral section is located can be time consuming. So after your Celeste and Sandra's little visit, that was when I stopped what I was doing and just get over with. I went straight up to the floral section to buy those 4 flowers. I think I had maybe 30 or 25 minutes left for the shift during, I guess that's, during that training. But there was a problem. The guy I